a master's degree in the school of figure it out. Yeah, I have a high school education. I don't have any degrees. Um, when I came back from a 2-year mission in Tokyo, Japan, I could have gone to school, but I was so thirsty for knowledge. I needed to understand why I felt this way. I needed to understand why the captain of the soccer team, a wrestler and football player, had ambitions and desires, and just knew that a girl world would be so important. And so I spent all of my time in libraries, just figuring out how the brain works and appetites and habits, and I learned as much as I could about the body. And I couldn't at that time convince myself to go memorize things that were important to other people, because there was just so much that was important to me that I didn't understand. So the reality is I don't have any credentials per se, but I have a lot of self-education, and I've just read a lot of books. Okay, let me just throw on some highlighter real quick. No, is there some rapid fire questions? There's a lot of people coming online, and that's great. I'm going to quickly highlight this. Now, this is one of my favorite palettes right here. This is Anastasia right here, Anastasia Glow Kit. Gosh, I wish I had a little bit of help and I could get YouTube going. I don't understand what's happening there. And it's not that we have a lot of people watching us on YouTube. It's just that it would save it on YouTube so that it could be watched later. So that's the difficult part about it not going right now. Is
thank you, Macbeth.
Every word is lost.
Sweet. Macbeth said you're so well spoken, and you can tell you're experienced and knowledgeable.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying
that. So the question was asked if
Straight
something about I'm assuming if when you dress, why are you choosing to dress male or female?
That's a great question. So I'm 50 years old. We only came out to our children a couple of years ago. And even though my wife and I have been dressing for, 20 plus years, it wasn't enough for me. And so I just said, hey, I need to be prettier more often, and I don't need to go all the way 100%, but I definitely need that more for my mental health. And so thank you. And so we agreed to just explore this and see how this fits into the dynamics. So, here in our community, we're not in a community that we can just live this way all the time. Not only that, you see my children, they don't want to have to answer questions. I don't want to put them in situations where they're answering for me. So usually when we go out, we leave this community when I'm dressed. Hey, I'm taking this straight down here, and then I'm taking it straight down my chin here. You won't see it, but subconsciously it's going to be a nice triangle right here. So watch this nice little ski slope like this. It's going to be so beautiful.
Wow, your colors keep going. Thank you.
And then straight down here like this.
Wow, you
so if you're in the light, you'd be able to see, like that. It's really,
look,
this is beautiful.
I'm wearing that same outfit in the picture.
Which
before. One? Sorry, I'm lagged here. Let's see.
If me and Jordan ever look like we're mad or we're being mean, we have RBFs. And I just caught myself. So I'm just reminding everyone that we're very nice people.
They really are good people. Such good people. Jordan's parents are amazing and support us and support them. And let her come over here and experience this with us. And we just really, really appreciate all of our people that encourage us to be our best selves, and that's really special. So Jordan, thank you for being here, and thanks for having such amazing parents.
We are going to shout out a birthday.
Yes, let's call some birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Her name is Nika.
Nika, happy birthday, Nika, and thank you for being here. Yes. Oh my goodness.
How old are you? Alyssa's 50.
50 old. Hey, I want to put on my wig. Because this is my makeup wig right here. I just don't like to wear nothing or be bald a lot of times when I'm doing the makeup. So, and my other wig I just washed and it's all spritzed up and beautiful. So I want to put that on real quick. Do you see it, Addie?
Hi from Alabama.
Good job. Alabama, thanks for being here. In just 1 second, after I get this wig in, I want to talk about a lot of weighty stuff. I want to talk about the video. I want to talk about the head. I want to talk about the bathrooms. I want to talk about sports.
She'll like
I want to. Thank you, Shell. I want to dive into all the good, gender stuff. So, babe, you keep asking questions, and we'll. Oh, here, I'll come over there.
Alright. Thank you all. Alyssa has been doing her own makeup for years. I did not teach her. She has taught me many more things than I have taught her for sure. And thank you for the flowers. Oops. Thank you for joining those for the new people that are here. Alyssa is interested in me, not interested in men, so that's a fair question. 50's not old, you're right. We have 2 daughters and a son and a grandbaby boy. Hi from Seattle. This is a good question, and I'm going to ask it out loud so Alyssa can hear. Do you ever feel gender dysphoria when you're not dressed? So when you come back, we'll have to answer that. Are they 2 people? I wouldn't say they're 2 people. Some people might think that when they see her or him, but no, they do have different mannerisms, and obviously when Kevin is Kevin, he's more masculine, and when Alyssa is Alyssa, she's more feminine. And I don't think some of their mannerisms are different. Sometimes they react differently. Alyssa's softer and that kind of stuff, so yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
It's so pretty.
Oh, by the way, look at this cute dress. I've been waiting to wear this dress. This is a Michael Kors dress that I've been waiting to wear for a while, and so that's fun to be able to wear this. And I got the new hair all clean. And, yeah. So that's good. Okay.
So the question about do you feel a little bit of gender dysphoria when you're not dressed or at all?
There's rarely a time that I don't feel like I would be happier dressed. Now, I have a son and brothers, and I love doing things with them, and I love, there is a lot of that. I mean, that world has been fine for me, and I've been successful at a lot of it. But the truth is, if you only saw a picture of me as Kevin and Alyssa, I would prefer that you see a picture of me as Alyssa. I think that probably better reflects how I feel. That probably better reflects a lot more about me and the things that I value. It's not that I can't do all the boy stuff. It's just that I value the girl stuff more. That's all. I just feel like it probably more accurately reflects the capacities and abilities that I have, internally.
So, you guys are giving yes, someone says.
So that's good. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put on any lipstick at all. I put on a little bit of plumper earlier. I like to just kind of give them a little bit of plump. So I'm going to put on just maybe a little bit of something. But let's answer some tough questions. I should put on some glasses and maybe I could read some questions too.
Do you go out together when she's dressed?
Yes, absolutely.
Not a lot around where we live because it's kind of like, very conservative of yes. But when we go out of town, we do.
Did your wife always know? She knew when we were first married that I liked softer things, that I had an affection for this world, that I felt very comfortable presenting this way. But there was no such word as transgender. That's not a thing. Just organically, she let me doll up when I could, which was not very often at all.
Yeah. Yes, we are married.
Is your biological family accept your lifestyle? No, not at all. Very, very little of my family accepts my lifestyle. Now, my children, my immediate family are absolutely amazing, and they do accept it. But no, my extended family and other family, no, they don't accept it, and they'll never know. Apparently, they'll never know Allyssa, and that's unfortunate because
Thank you, Tiffany, for
they know
noticing.
they know the worst of me. They know how I am when I'm frustrated. They know how I am when I'm discouraged and disappointed. Even they don't know that's how I'm feeling inside. They know me during those times. So, they know the worst of me. Unfortunately, they'll never know the best of me. And it's sad, but it is what it is.
Do I consider myself a lesbian? Not necessarily, but I can see how people would think that, especially when Allyssa is dressed. And I don't correct, nor am I offended. It's not, yes, I guess I could say yes, because
but
it's not.
Right, but the bottom line is, gender identity and sexuality are completely different. So gender identity is who you go to sleep as. Sexual orientation is who you go to sleep
We're in
with.
Utah.
So, it's their loss. Yeah, thank you for saying that. So it's different. It's different for sexuality, but
Thank you, Jasmine.
I don't know. Sexual questions are tough because there's such a small,
kids in the room,
they're so young audience. My kids are in the room. I'm new. Thank you for being here. Thank
you, B. Stewart, too.
You have to leave.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
I do find
Jenny,
Allyssa attractive.
Blah blah blah.
And it's really kind of one of those things that's kind of come in full circle, because I didn't know that how could somebody this handsome who was this, you know what I mean, be this beautiful. So it's been easy to be attracted.
So you're a lesbian. You know what? Whatever you need to believe tonight, just think of it however you want. Just church it up in your mind. Do what you got to do. If that's the most important thing to you. Let me ask you this: Do you ask a lot of people what their sexuality is? Is that kind of your thing? Like, hey, who are you with?
It's a legit question, and I totally understand. A lot of people are asking about the sports.
The sports.
A lot.
Okay, let's talk about sports. So I'm
gonna go use the restroom.
Okay, use the restroom. Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's talk about sports. I'm gonna put on a different slide in the back. I wish it were bigger. Tomorrow I'm gonna make a video about the sports, and it's gonna have this slide, but it's gonna be redone so the words are bigger and you can see it. But let's get right into it because it is important, and we'll talk about why it's important. Okay. All right. So the question is, and I don't know if you could read it, should transgender girls compete in athletics with cisgender girls? And guys, let me just make sure for those who are not familiar with all the terminology, a cisgender individual is somebody who is born that way. That's cisgender. Transgender would be somebody who's living outside of the gender expectations that you had set for them. That's what transgender is. So the question is, should the transgender girls get to compete with the cisgender girls? And my opinion on that is no. And I know that upsets a lot of people, but the reason that I believe that is because athletics is about ability. Gender identity is about identity. And we don't have the same abilities physically because we went through different puberties. So in my opinion, you should only get to compete athletically with those individuals that experience the same puberty as you. That's a bummer for a lot of people that have already experienced puberty. However, the younger people, which there's so many younger people, they're going to be able to go through the right puberty for them, and their body will develop like their peers, and they'll have a similar muscle mass and a similar structure, and then it's going to be a level playing field. The problem with transgender girls playing in sports, or the transgender community even pushing that agenda, is that it makes everybody suspicious and it makes everybody want to pull away and not support any of it. They're going, gosh, what else are we going to have to give up if we do this? We already, now my daughters will never be able to to go and test themselves against their peers, they're always going to be playing against boys. That's what they're going to always feel. And it's terrible for the community. Gender identity is about the social role that you want to play, the social role. So I wish that you could see the screen behind me. Let me just do this. And you probably can't. You probably can't. But I'm going to read a slide that I'm going to put out tomorrow. So, transgender only refers to the social gender that someone chooses that represents themselves. It's about the masculine or the feminine energy that motivates them, and that masculine or feminine energy is the best. It's the best thing that describes the internals of that individual, because it shows you what they value. It doesn't show you what's inside their pants. It doesn't show you how they use the bathroom. It doesn't show you how to make love. It shows you what they value and the routines that are important to them in their life. That's all it shows you. So that's what that is. It's the ability to wake up in the morning and dress yourself to your strengths and go live your life. Well, if I go out there and live my life like this with the bone structure and muscle mass that I have, and I go compete with somebody who hasn't experienced the same puberty, it's not going to be a fair fight or competition, however you want to look at that. What transgender is not about genetics and chromosomes. It's not about that. It's not about sexual orientation. It's not about that. It's not a function of your physical abilities. It's not about that. Athletics is a function of your physical abilities. So if it's a function of your physical abilities, then we better concentrate on what gave you those physical abilities, which is the puberty and the hormones that went through your body and made those things happen at that time. So the bottom line is, I just don't believe that people who didn't experience the same puberty should be able to compete with others, because it's just not a good sign of what your abilities are. You got to go break yourself against a rock that's at least, the same as you or similar to you. And now we have people saying, okay, you want to go play with my girls, so now we got to just stop everything. You got to stop the bathrooms and everything else. In fact, here's this right here. This is from the Votes on Sports and Restrooms bill. Came a few days after the governor's chief of staff likened trans students to terrorists. This is in South Dakota. So they're voting on sports and bathrooms in the same bill. That's crazy. We've got to separate those things. No, I don't believe that trans girls should compete with cisgender girls. I do, however, believe that trans girls are going to need to use the bathroom at some point during the day. And what makes sense is those girls get to use the bathroom with the other people who represent the same social gender that they do, that have the same routines, that will have the same, needs or desires in there. This is not about weird stuff happening in the bathroom. Bathroom stuff happens in the bathroom, and it would be very dangerous for me if I went into bathrooms dressed like this, because there's just so many ignorant people out there who need to use me as an example to show the world how right they are and how wrong I am, or they're curious, or they've had some experience they need to react to, or they need to prove something. So by me being in the bathroom with a bunch of men, it's only a matter of time before something terrible happens to me, which of course would happen to my family as well. So we have a bill that's just getting passed that's lumping together sports and bathrooms. That's crazier than a wooden watch. That's how confusing this gender thing is. And this is why the transgender people, they've really got to pay attention and back off the sports thing. Because when people become suspicious of one thing, they become suspicious of everything. We don't need to be voting on anything. We already have the rights that we need. I have the right to dress myself every single morning. I don't need your permission. I don't need your approval. I already have that right. Every time we vote on something, we only stand to lose. That's it. We already can do the things that need to be done. And every time we vote on transgender rights and this protection and this, all we're doing is we're putting something on the table to be taken away. We already have that ability. And why would we do that? Why would we put anything on the table to be taken away? I don't understand that at all. I don't understand the leadership of the community pushing these things, because all we want is to live our lives like everybody else. All we want to do is live just like you are. And sometimes during the day, we're going to need to use the bathroom in a safe place. Yes, a lot of bathrooms. It's not even an issue because so many places already have a handicap bathroom or a family bathroom. well, that's a bathroom that I use a lot if I think there's any issue whatsoever. But if you see me and you're uncomfortable, how about this? How about you go in that bathroom? It's there for you too. How about you use that if it really makes you super uncomfortable to be in there with me, or have your kids go in there with me? Take your kids in that other private bathroom and it'll be just fine. So, I hate every, protection bill and this. In order to protect me, in order to give me special access, that means that you have to segregate me. That means you have to pluck me out of the general population and segregate me. And those fences that you're putting up, those are not borders for my protection. Those are not fences for my protection. Those are corrals and pens to keep me in. It's not to keep the wolves out, it's to keep the sheep in. So what transgender people need to do is go live their life. They don't need laws, they need courage. What they need to get ahead is not advantages, it's discipline. So, put your best self together and go live your life in a way that honors you and honors the gender that you're representing. That's how we get ahead. That's how we eliminate the suspicion and doubt of everybody else, by not asking for weird things. That's the bottom line. Protect our cisgender girls, protect the young transgender children who will get to compete as they go through the right puberties. Gosh, that was really long and a rant. Sorry about that. Can you read the questions or anything?
We'll go on it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, dry mouth. Co-ed restrooms? Yeah, the co-ed restrooms are everywhere, right? I went to Seattle, and there's just one room. This side there's a bunch of private stalls down both walls. These are toilets. These are urinals. You go in whichever side you want to use. And then there's one common sink, and they're everywhere. This is not like crazy. Why are we using the term cis? So I just explained a minute ago that cisgender is just referring to a person that is identifying as the gender that they were born as. So I could say, well, transgender girls shouldn't be able to play with girls, but then all the transgender girls are going, wait a minute, I'm a girl. What are you saying? I'm a girl. So, I'm trying not to offend everybody, and if cisgender offends you, you're probably in the wrong station. You're probably not open-minded enough to work through this concept. It's funny how everybody thinks that they're super open-minded, but the reality is very few people are open-minded. Someone who's open-minded has an absolute thirst to change strong thinking when better information and new information comes up. But that's not how most people are. We're challenged by new information. We don't want to be accountable for our thoughts. We don't want to be accountable for our past. We don't want to be accountable for our actions now. So, be a free thinker. Think differently than everybody else. Just because your church tells you, what you should do and how you should live, be accountable for your own life, for your own family, for Peace Peppers. Genetic males should not be allowed to compete in sports. I agree. You should only be able to compete in sports with people that experience the same puberty as you. I agree.
Someone said, I think personally it should be a choice.
What should be a choice? Bathrooms? Sports? No. I've been on estrogen for 7 years now. And yes, it has changed a little bit. It's actually changed a lot. But I haven't met a ton of people that I couldn't just whoop their ass, right? So the bottom line is, yes, it has changed me, but it's changed me more mentally than physically. I have a body that is just wide. I have a body that carries a lot of muscle. And yes, estrogen has helped me a lot, but less physically and mostly mentally.
What about trans folks who've taken puberty blockers and haven't had the same puberty?
Exactly. So the bottom line is, if you can get on blockers in time and then experience the same puberty as your peers that you grew up with, you should be able to compete 100%, because you're going to have a similar body type and a similar structure and mass and muscle. And then all of a sudden it's a level playing field and nobody's going, oh, you won because you had the boys on your team. No, forget that crap. It's crazy. It's just a bunch of girls out there who are best friends, who are playing their guts out for each other, and it's a level playing field.
What do your kids call you?
My kids call me Dad. They call me Dad. They can call me Allyssa. They can call me Kevin. They can call me Kevin all the time if they want. The pronouns are not as important to me because right now I'm bouncing back and forth in between these worlds, and you know, what I'm called is not nearly as important to me as how I look. Do you think they should allow teenagers to start it so young? To start what so young? To start blockers? Yes, 100%. You have to start a blocker before puberty, or it's not going to take effect. You're gonna get an Adam's apple. You're gonna get the big shoulders. You're gonna get the huge hands. So yes, blockers don't do anything but give you time. It doesn't put you at any disadvantage at all. And if at some point you said, you know what, I don't want to do this, well, then you would just experience the same puberty you would have otherwise. But if it's right for you and you increase your estrogen, then your body is going to affect, your hormones will affect your body the same way it would a cisgendered girl. And you're going to grow very similar, and your voice will, won't be deep, and your shoulders won't be huge.
Is it confusing to go from Kevin to Allyssa?
No, it's not. It's not at all. It's not at all confusing for me.
Oh, shoot. Where do you get your wigs from?
This I got from a wig place in Las Vegas called Her Imports. Her Imports. It's in Las Vegas.
Thanks for asking.
Everyone should understand this is very hard for some people to accept as a normal. It is very hard to understand. It's so hard, which is why we're doing this. And it's so hard because everybody is in a different spot of their transgender journey. And so their story is going to sound different than every other one. And it makes it seem like, well, there's no continuity here. There's no congruency. It's all just a bunch of, fluff or whatever. But each person has a very individual story. And, it is what it is. It's very confusing, I know. Imagine living it. I think it's confusing here to try living it.
Does being supportive of LGBTQ+, but also do you disagree with the athletic debate make me a hypocrite?
Why would it make me a hypocrite? No, not at all. Not at all. If you want to support the LGBT community, then you should do your part to block the transgender girls playing in sports, because it's going to kill us. It's going to stop this movement because nobody's willing to give up their kids, for it. The younger trans kids are going to be able to compete because they will have experienced the same puberty. But if we allow the trans girls to compete with the cis girls, then we won't get any traction at all. Everybody's going to go, no, you know what? If I buy into this, then I'm going to have to keep giving stuff up and giving it up and giving it up. And that's not good for you. You don't have to give up anything. You don't have to give up anything except for your weird looks and your traditional generational thinking.
Any tips on dysphoria? It's hard.
You gotta take responsibility for your own health. You have to do what it takes so that you feel good about you. And if that means in private, if that means wearing it under your clothes at work, you gotta keep yourself healthy, because the time is here already. You have the ability to come out when you're ready, when you're brave. I can go out right now. We went out last weekend and rode helicopters and went, did a ton of stuff. Went shopping, girls helping me put on shoes and heels. And I wore them yesterday, by the way, and they were so fun. But they're like really long heels. They're super skinny. And I just kept sinking into the grass. In fact, you'll see that picture back there if I turn that back on. What else is that?
Somebody said that we must have to pay a lot for our children's therapy. Have you had to go to therapy yet? No.
What a strange comment. Like how strange to come on and listen to this and see it and see the kids in the back and to say such weird stuff. It makes me feel bad that somebody's life is so shallow and they're so minded that would be literally enjoyable entertainment for them.
Thanks for the flowers. Yes.
Thank you, Elizabeth. People are mean, but that's okay. Hey, let's talk about mean people for a minute. Let's talk. Oh, thank you for that. Hey, let's talk about this last video we just put out, because in 48 hours it's got almost 1 million views. Eddie, can you check and tell me what it's at right now? And it is getting some emotions. So the video is titled, it has Andrea and I kissing as Kevin and Andrea, and then it pulls away and it's Allyssa and Andrea kissing. It said, could you support your spouse? How many? 919,000? So 919,000 views. And so the question is being asked, could you support your spouse transitioning? And some people are like, yes, love is love. That would probably be the smallest percentage of people. And it warms my heart to hear that. And then
Can
a
we
lot
play it on the screen behind us?
and then a lot of people are saying I would support them, but I wouldn't be able to stay with them. You know, I'm attracted to a man, and so I need to be with the man, but would I support them? Yes. And that is probably the biggest group of comments is, yes, I could support them, but no, I couldn't stay with them. And I'm reading that, and there's a lot that are saying they could, there's a lot that are saying I'd support them, but I wouldn't, and there's a small group of people that are just ignorant and they don't know what to think, and so they just enjoy being loud, and some people are just really, really strong no. But it's so encouraging to hear that, and I hope all the transgender people that are on here listen to what I just said. Almost the majority of people said, yes, I would support my spouse. They didn't say they would stay with them. They didn't, because they're not attracted to them, but they said they would support them. The reality is they don't even know what they could or couldn't support yet, and you wouldn't know until you're in that situation. But not even knowing what that entails, the majority of people are saying, yes, I would support that individual. That is incredible, because I bet the majority of people do not support the transgender people. Once you get into a relationship and you see the dynamics and you see how much good is on the other side of that and how many rewarding things are on the other side of that, well, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the people who said, yes, I would support it, but I couldn't stay together, ended up staying together, because there are so many beautiful things. You don't change as a person. You change how cute you are, and you change, some other things, some superficial things, but you don't change who you are as an individual. So the bottom line is, even though it feels, if you read the comments of that video, it feels like, oh, there's a lot of hate. No, I don't take it as hate. There are people who don't even understand, and they're still willing to support their people, whether or not they stay with them. So I'm grateful for the video. I'm grateful for the question. I'm grateful for the response. And I'm grateful for all of you who say, yes, I would support it, but I might not be able to stay in that relationship, but I would sure do everything I could to help my person be healthy and become who they need to become. That was an amazing response, I thought.
Someone asked about the throat surgery. Is there? I'm not aware.
I don't know.
of
Maybe like the shaving of the Adam's apple or something.
No, I don't think so. It was about there must be a surgery that can with your voice.
Oh, well, hey, I don't have an Adam's apple, right? I see these people saying,
they're
"Oh,
just
nice
saying
Adam's
that.
apple," but I don't have one, right?
No,
Why do they say that?
because their love of trans people.
Just because you're comfortable doesn't mean I have to be. No hate, just don't agree at all. Yeah. Yeah, word. I can't imagine you being challenged by who I am, but if who I am challenges who you are, the problem's not me, I promise you.
No hate, not at all.
Yeah, no hate. Let's see.
What was it like growing up? What age were you when you wanted to make this more part of your life?
That's a great question. I'm creating a timeline right now that will kind of explain a lot of that, because it's a very common question. When did you know you were trans? Well, the reality is it's an awareness. It all starts as awareness. At some point, you just know that would be good for you. Almost like, when did you know that you liked girls? Right, I can answer that. I was in probably kindergarten or first grade when I'm so old that there was a thing called the bookmobile. A bookmobile, like for real, like this big motorhome type of thing would pull in your neighborhood, and then you go in there. You remember that? And you exchange your library books. Like it's called a bookmobile. That's how old I am. And this girl was in there, and I thought, this is the most beautiful girl I have ever seen in my life. And I knew that I was attracted to girls. Now that doesn't mean that I was going to experiment with it. right? I'm very, very young, and same as transgender. Just because you are aware that that would be good for you, it doesn't mean that you're going to have the opportunity to experiment with that for a long time, because you're not going to get the opportunity or the access to do that. So when was I aware? I don't have a memory where it didn't influence my thinking. Young. I don't have any memory where it didn't influence my thinking. However, I didn't get the access to really go out and dress on my own until I was, closer to after graduating from high school.
How old are you?
It says Utah is one of the top 10 LGBT-friendly states. Really? I'm not sure. Dustin, where did you get that information? Like, where did that come from?
We're in a different.
I'm not sure how that could possibly be when it's when it's such a heavy LDS community, and the LDS, as you can see on that slide behind me, are told they cannot support that lifestyle. I don't know. I'm not sure where you got that information, but I would be interested to know.
Heather said that we need a hotline for calls, and Heather, I followed you so you can go and ask Allyssa some questions.
Thank you,
after the
Carol.
live, she tries to go through and answer some questions. So if it's not pressing, and go ahead and message her. And I might fall asleep because Addie's playing with my hair.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you for those roses. Hey, we also have a Discord channel, guys. If you go into my link tree, you'll see Discord. You can thank you, Blanca. You can access our blog. I wrote a blog a few years ago when COVID first started, and it gives some different information, some different perspective. We never thought that we would be doing this, and you'll also see that some of my views have changed in the last 3 years, because your perspective changes as the aha moments change, and you get aha moments as you have experiences. So you don't know where you're going to go until you have the experiences, that are going to give you those aha moments.
Oh, thanks, Addie.
Addie, you just gave me a rose.
Oh yeah.
Honest question, do trans... Wait, can you go back? Honest question, do trans something? It's going on my phone. It's too small and too fast. When that comes...
Oh, yeah, I found it. Honest question, do trans women try to look a lot younger or closer to their age?
No, trans women try to look the best they can no matter what it is. It's very, very difficult to look good as a trans girl, because, again, we didn't experience the puberty. We have really big faces and really big shoulders and the huge noses, and it's just so hard. So I don't think that there's a certain age that you ever try to look like. It's just, hey, what's the best I can do with this skin? I mean, my skin is old and dry and wrinkly. I got eyelids. I could make a wallet out of eyelids if I got one of those plethora things.
Wallets?
Yeah, I could make an eyelid wallet. Got more lid than Tupperware.
I have lots of lid too. I'm not even
Thank you, Amy.
I curl my lid when I curl my eyelashes.
Thank you, Jen. It's also probably the lighting. My skin's probably not as good as it looks.
We have your soy sauce jewel pod.
What, babe?
Allyssa, see?
Yeah.
Everyone mispronouns.
Yeah, because it does, and now 2 hours ago I was Kevin, and
It makes you feel like
go
poop.
back and forth.
But
But it
happens,
doesn't.
so-
It shouldn't. I've got to go back and forth. I've got to carpool. I got to take people to work. I got to do things that require that I'm Kevin, and so I go back and forth as the opportunity presents, and I'm grateful for whatever opportunity does present.
We have our viewers soy sauce jewel pods, and I'm so scared and don't know where to go. They're scared to come out.
Oh, that's so sad.
Come here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, come here. Do
It
your
is
thing. We
scary.
have a Discord channel. We can communicate on Discord. You can post pictures. There's some beautiful pictures on there right now of people who just needed the mental clarity, and they needed to just remind themselves how great they are and how beautiful they are. They went and they took some pictures and they posted it and shared that and talk about, needing to dress because they were falling into a slump of depression, and don't let yourself do that, because this is so available. It's so possible. And the healthier you are, the more fun it's going to be. The healthier you are, the more everybody around you is going to be okay with it too. They'll be as comfortable as you are. If if you
She's-
ducking behind everything and you're this and you're hiding, it makes it seem like you're doing something wrong, like you're being shady. So put it on and just own it.
They said that they have a loving family but don't know how to navigate the transition.
Send them this. Let them come on here and watch us, and we can set it up ahead of time, and we can help tee it up for you so that you can say, hey, look, that I feel a lot like that sometimes. I don't know what it means, but what I do know is I value that feminine energy, and it makes me feel amazing, and it makes me feel very
Angel
confident.
Cakes, I'm so glad you're here.
Yes,
I said
thank you.
This is my safe place.
This is your safe place. Famous.
Ian Bannock says, I remember when I first came out, I still hid because of work. I don't like people to know what I am.
You don't like people to know what you are. If you were a girl all the time, would you like people to know who you are? Or you don't like them to know that you're back and forth, that you have to be this person, but you'd like to be this person. I get that. I get that a lot. But the truth is, once you find who you are, then you stop trying to make excuses for it. You stop trying to explain it. Because you don't need a validation anymore. You know inside that you're amazing.
Have you ever considered leaving Utah for a more accepting environment?
Yes, and we probably will. We had a place in Las Vegas for about 5 or 6 years. I was working in Vegas, and so when I was in Vegas, then it was a completely different experience there. And I just go to Walmart, I just go to Costco, I just do my thing, I just live my life, and it was amazing. So will I have a place outside of Utah? I absolutely will.
Sweet Sauce True Pod, love you. Do the kids ask you different things depending on how you present? That's a good question. Do you ask Dad different questions how she is or he is dressed?
Does how I'm dressed affect what kind of communication we have?
Yeah.
Or even, I don't think it does either. Yeah, pronouns only. I don't think it does either. I think it's just the same. I just look different. I just look better. But what everyone has to understand is, as weird as this is, I get it's hard to understand. But what you don't understand is we would rather be an ugly girl than a good-looking guy, because that's what we're capable of inside. It's our capacity inside. It's not that I can't do boy things, it's that I can also do girl things, and this is where the reward is.
Sam is our daughter, and she's helping moderate tonight, and she says, I ask makeup questions, even if you're dressed as Kevin.
Yeah, Sam is the best. Sam is the best.
Yes, she still goes by Dad, and yes, she is taking estrogen. You can't leave Utah until Addie and Jordan graduate, otherwise we're moving with you. That's your mom. We love you, Marla. It's so true.
Thank you, Marla.
Sam's been here the whole time. She's just been quiet. But
Jesus is happy to see his love. Great comment. I love that. Thank you. A she dad. I'm just dad. I'm just a prettier dad. That's all. Well, pretty. That was bold and probably too generous with myself. But I'm a prettier dad than some dads.
Self-confidence.
We've been married for almost 26
Thank you.
years. How recent did you come out to family?
Family, just a couple years ago. Samantha, our oldest, it's been about 3.5 years. And that was really an amazing experience. She immediately wanted to go get our belly buttons pierced together, which we did do. And she got to see me dress for the first time. And then both Addie and Sam, we went down and got some piercings together. They got their cartilage or something done. And I got this, my nose pierced, which I really, really love. And so it's been absolutely a beautiful experience for my family.
I love that explanation. My dad is prettier than yours. To mind. That's so cute. Is it ever a consideration for your children not to call you Dad?
No, not at all. That responsibility, that's a privilege. That's an honor. Being their dad and their provider and their protector is an honor. and a pleasure, and fulfilling that obligation. It doesn't have to interfere with fulfilling the obligation to myself to be congruent and honest and not compromise with my internal self either.
Here's a question for me. Do you treat Allyssa differently than your husband? And I feel like I do. No?
Yeah?
I feel like I do. I feel like I don't know, I just feel like we relate as girls that, you know, she needs time to get ready, she needs time to prep, I need time, you know, we just know, like, we've been married for so long too that we almost read each other's minds, and these two do too. So I do like ask for Allyssa sometimes, I'll ask for Kevin sometimes, I'll say, hey, tonight I need to talk to Allyssa, or tonight I wanna spend time with Kevin. Tonight let's do you, whatever is, you know. So sometimes I have preferences and sometimes I don't.
But we do have conversations that are probably different than a lot of traditional marriages, like this one. This is Andrea asking me, hey, do you still have my strapless bra? Like, are you done with that? Is that available by chance? So not every relationship, you know, answers that question.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So do you feel more understanding of her now? I do, and I have considered that a lot during the transition, because I've always thought, like, hey, I would like to be treated this way, so hopefully because I understand this and this is what I like, she would understand where I'm going with what I'm doing with her, for her, whatever. And sometimes it's not what she needs, sometimes it's what I need. So I do those things for her because I feel that connection, and it feels special to do that for her, and it keeps the connection going. It keeps it, you know, just like any marriage, it just kind of keeps everything at a congruent level. So
Thank you, just call me Pants. That's a great, just call me Pants.
did you have the Adam's apple surgery?
No, I didn't. I'm just very fortunate that I've never had an Adam's apple. Yeah, so I'm just very, very fortunate.
Your girls are blessed to see love and acceptance.
Are you working toward 100% female? No, I can't say that. I mean, I've been living less than 1% female for the last 50 years. So to say I'm going to go from 1% to 100%, that doesn't feel wise. It doesn't feel prudent. It doesn't feel like that would be the right call. The purpose of this is to figure out what the right call is and what that right percentage would be. If it ends up being 100% at some point, then that's what it is. But right now, it's not even a reality. So I don't want to elude anybody as to I'm just going to screw everybody and just go do exactly what is good for them and me. That's not where I'm at.
Big_SHU, thanks for being here.
Yes,
you
thank
have
you.
become a top 3 viewer. You're awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So do you still like women or both? In the nicest way possible, I promise.
No, that's a fair question.
Fair.
It is a fair question, because I will say this: I only like girls, but I will say that when I'm dressed, my tolerance is different. Meaning that if we're out clubbing, like we went to the Omnia nightclub, so if we're out clubbing or something, not like we go clubbing, I just that like we're like young and hip, and that's not us. We're so old and crappy, but we did just go to a nice nightclub. But if we're at a bar or something, there's dancing going on, and men approach me and they get close or they want to dance or say, you know, give me a compliment, I'm very receptive to that and very respectful. And even though I don't accept any advances, I'm not uncomfortable with it. In fact, it's quite rewarding that somebody recognizes the time and effort that I went into. And, you know, I'm never going to be, you know, a beautiful, you know, like Andrea. But when somebody does recognize that I've tried and they appreciate that it does make me feel good, just like it makes everybody feel good. So, no, I'm not attracted to men, but my tolerances definitely change when I'm dressed.
Addie, this is a question
Thank you.
for you.
Okay.
Did your friends leave, or do they treat them differently now that you've come out? Oh, maybe that's for you, babe, but we'll ask you that too. Did your friends leave?
Everyone's super nice. In fact, today I was just sitting in my room coloring. I get a text from one of my friends, I would say. We don't really know each other, but sure.
Well, wait, then how do you not know each other but you're friends?
Well, like, we know of each other. And
Yeah.
we have each other on Snapchat. So she texted me, she's like, Abby. And I said her name back. And then she sent me a screenshot of the video that we have together. And she's like, stop, this is so cute. And I was like, thank you so much. Like, everyone is so supportive. And there hasn't been anyone like, be rude to me.
Do you feel like you've lost any friends over it at all?
No.
No?
No.
How do you feel like your friends' parents react to this? Do you know? Has anybody
have
said,
no
wow?
idea.
No?
Well,
Okay.
I know Jordan's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, all my girlfriends, all their moms,
They've
us.
all been really
Yeah.
supportive.
Oh,
And
that's-
they've reached out a lot too, to me personally, as well as Abby's, just saying the nicest things
That's an interesting
that I
question.
didn't even know.
So when the girls get married, do they want Kevin or Allyssa to walk them down the aisle? I would be their dad. I would be their dad in that case. I would do everything I can to make every special moment special for my family. It's not all about me. In fact, for 50 years, it's been almost nothing about me. So right now, I'll take what I can get, but there are some moments that I won't compromise, for my people. I'll be their dad. Unless they specifically request otherwise, I'll be their dad.
Did you leave your corporate career because of time, corporate culture, or both?
I left my corporate career because I needed this, and I needed to do my part to spread awareness, because there's so much confusion, there's so much discombobulation of information. Things are getting passed, bills are getting passed and bundled together, and it's not good for me and it's not good for the community. And so I quit my corporate job. I stepped down as a national director of sales for a medical device company to start a platform that is about gender identity awareness. So that's what I'm doing right now, and hopefully I can unroll that pretty quick.
A lot of people have asked about your wigs. Can you let them know where you?
Yes, so this is real hair. This is real human hair. I got this in Las Vegas. It's from thank you, Lexi, from a place called Her Imports.
HER.
HER, and it smells amazing because we just washed it today.
Ooh, how does it work for things you need, like your ID, your passport?
That's a great
thing.
So that's a great question. So I maintain we no longer have a place in Vegas now. We're only in Utah, but I was able to go and get an X on my driver's license under the gender marker, and what that means is, hey, the gender may not be obvious, and that has been a life save, because when I'm Allyssa, when I'm dressed like this and I want to pay for something, I have a credit card, well, I don't have anything to back that up. And so now that I've got my driver's license with an X on it, now I can call AAA, because you have to be there and show them that you're that person. I can get into private gated communities where I show my ID when I'm dressed like this. There's so many difficult things if you don't have any legal ID saying, hey, I'm the right person at the right place doing the right thing.
That's great. Someone says I want to do that. Are wigs expensive?
Yes, wigs are very expensive. So real human hair wigs are going to range from $450 to $900.
Or more.
Or more, yeah. But I'm not paying more than $900. But this is an expensive wig. I believe this wig, I did get a good deal on it, but I think this is about $800 wig. Yeah, guys, thank you for being respectful. I mean, there's little kids on here. There's little kids viewing. There's a lot of people that are here just trying to do the right thing. I'm 5'6" and a half. Hey, but wait a minute. Let's talk about that for a second. When I went and cut and changed my gender marker to an X, guess what else happened? I shrunk an inch and lost 5 pounds. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So if you look at my other driver's license, it says that I'm 5'7" and heavier. I'm like, "Ooh." Michigan, they allow. Oh, they do allow an X in Michigan. Well, that's awesome. That's very, very good.
Nice.
No more masks on planes. I read that today and it just made my heart so happy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's good.
I
Thank you,
imagine.
Tammy.
Them for Easter break.
Thank you, Johnny.
What did we do or you do?
Them and us.
Thank you, Kristen. River's Journey. Wish I could have an X in Texas. You wish you can have an X. All my X's are in Texas. That's funny. Yeah, that would be good. Texas is probably a little bit behind. And by the way, all my people are from Texas. Texas is pretty conservative. But the bottom line is we got to get in there and help them understand the gender identity situation. And we can't go in there forcing them to let transgender girls play with regular girls in sports. That's not the way to win Texas over. That's not a way to get an X on the driver's license. Again, I just don't think that transgender girls have a place in girls' sports unless they've experienced the same puberty. But if you've already experienced a male puberty, it's just not a level playing field.
When you came out, was there anyone that said they've always known?
It's interesting. Yes, so many people were like, wait a minute. Now, I'm not a feminine man. I don't feel like I'm a feminine man. So it's not like, oh, that explains why you're... No, it's not like that. But it seems like everybody has their connect the dots aha moment. Wait a minute. You were wearing mascara, whatever. And so yes, so many people have their own little connect the dots story that's been very intriguing, and I'm usually going, yes, that's right. Wow, good catch. I had no idea that you were aware of these things. So that's a great question. The answer is yes. I came in late. Why did you choose the name Allyssa? Would you?
I got to choose her name.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Let me just stand up one more time and come over here, just mostly so you can see again my cute dress that I wanted to wear for a long time.
Let's see, what does it say? The reason for the name, I've always kind of liked that name, and I thought about it for years before because I didn't know what to call her, and like, hey babe, hey hun. It was never, I didn't want to call her Kevin because she didn't look like Kevin. So I asked her if I could give that to her. Patty, here's a question for you. What was your first thought when you were told about your dad?
Bro, that's deep. The first thing I did did a hand signal. I did the thing. Everyone just started laughing. I cried. Didn't I cry?
Yeah.
I cried. It was cute. It was touching. Wasn't mad. I don't know. Everything was good in the hood after that.
She's just a good kid.
I'm just a kid.
What about you, Jordan? What did you think when you found out?
Yeah, bro, it's deep. Chilling.
My mom told me over a year ago, over a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like,
Very cool.
yeah. And I was like, cute. And I wasn't gonna bring it up because Addie hadn't told me yet or said anything. So I was just gonna be like, oh, by the way, no, I was gonna be that person. So I was just like, that doesn't change anything for me. Really, I don't feel this thing.
So our best friend, me and Jordan's best friend, we were at her house, not her house, the other one's house, and we were watching a stupid movie, and that's when all of this started, and I was like, well, I don't want them to hear it from anyone else but me.
From
so
TikTok.
I was like, oh, by the way, that's transgender, and they both go, I know. I was like, okay, you know, watching the movie.
No, it went like that. He was like, by the way, that's transgender. And we just went, yeah, we know. And you're like, okay, yeah. We didn't finish the movie.
That's so great. They are. It's just so amazing. I bet you gave him a big hug. It's been a long time, you guys, and I'm old and I forget what I ate today.
Me and Jordan and our other friend that we were talking about, we danced. And last time we went to dance, my dad picked us up, and her mom forgot.
Oh.
So we, after we
Did forget. She was just making sure.
no, I forgot.
Like
Anyways,
half an hour later, she's like, "Oh, I forgot. Do you need a ride?" I was like, "No."
so we got picked up.
Always remember.
We were driving her home. We stopped at this gas station, and we were taking quite a while because we were glancing on everything. Everything was so cool in that new gas station. But
Small town.
everyone, my mom's friends thought that we just went on a little Ulta shop, go Ulta, you know, thingy, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did. We all love makeup. We're all into skincare. So it's always fun to go shopping.
Forgot I was freaking out when we said.
It's okay though.
Your kids are such an extension of your kindness. Oh, thanks, you guys.
Wow, that's really a thoughtful statement. Let me just stand here again in a second.
Papa.
Papa. You know, the only thing about this hair, I love this wig and it's fun, but
Here.
with the glasses, it's hard to see my eyebrows, and they're so on point today.
Somebody says I'm confused. She just recently came out to fam, but the picture's presenting as a woman from a year ago. Yes.
Oh, I was presenting as a man 2 hours ago. Yeah. So I'm just barely dressing more and more. Just 3 months ago, I just decided, hey, at 50 years old, I need to be prettier more often. And so, you know, we're seeing what that dynamic looks like, what that percentage looks like.
All right.
Are you Christian? Yes, we are Christian. I don't consider myself super religious. I consider myself exceptionally spiritual, and things of spiritual nature are important to me. But do I feel obligated by any church's control? I really don't. I don't feel hostage to any church's control. I feel like my spiritual relationship is very personal, and spirituality is an individual sport.
Are you changing your platform with the information about you on the screen? I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that means either.
This slideshow.
Thank you.
So Alyssa's transgender. I'm her wife of 25 years. This is Jordan, a friend. Sorry, this way. And this is Abby, our daughter.
Addie has a video. If you go to our homepage, thank you,
Oh,
Allyssa.
there's a bunny.
That is great. You'll see Addie's video, a video of Addie and I, just hit 2 million views, and that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how long it's been. Has it been a month yet since we put that up? So, you know, probably in a month or less than a month, 2 million views. So that's pretty
2.2
fun.
mil, guys.
It is.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
happy.
Ashley,
Aw.
thank you.
Thank you for the hand heart. So fun. Just
Get me famous while you're at it.
Thank you, Lucky Mom. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. Thank you for
Cute
the
dress.
socks. Thank you. This is fun. I've been waiting to wear this for a while. This is a Michael Kors dress I got at Dillard's. Thank you for that, Tina Marie. How sweet is that? Surprisingly, as a conservative, Texas we have a trans judge. She was the second U.S. to become a judge. Wow, really? Hey, that's fantastic. I had no idea.
I'm originally from Utah.
Oh, wow. You understand a lot of the culture. Utah's beautiful. There's so many great things about Utah, and the people in Utah are great. That's the
Thanks
bottom
for
line.
the sunflower. We're seeing new gifts tonight.
Yeah, that's
like
so fun.
the
Did you
spring-
change your birth
the
certificate?
spring-
No, I didn't change my birth certificate. The only change that's been made is the gender marker on my driver's license.
Yes. How did your wife respond to you coming out to her? I have known for, I would say between 18 and 20 years that she was transgender. I didn't know the terminology for it, obviously, back, 18, 20 years ago during the Ice Age. But we knew that she liked more feminine things, and we've just transitioned from there. see. Congrats on your journey. Cute dress.
Thank you. I'm still trying to get that YouTube going. I wish this whole thing. Look, we've been on for an hour and a half, and no YouTube, which only means that it's not being recorded. Our other lives, you can go to YouTube and you can watch them if you want.
Addie is 15.
Yeah.
Yes.
We about to start driving.
Yes, they both
Stay
off the
are.
sidewalk.
Big kids. Yeah.
Step off
Buckle
the
up.
sidewalk.
Stay off the sidewalks. We're about to start
Buckle up.
driving. Addie is actually a very, very good driver. Like surprisingly good driver.
Oh,
I think
that's a good question.
Oh, I almost made a gender driving joke. Ooh, close. Close.
I know that one.
Hey, I've used that joke on
You're
Allyssa.
50.
Though.
Yes. Thank you. This one look amazing. Thank you. It's really dark lighting in here.
I have
Thank
a
you for saying
friend who
that.
has a transgender son that is transgender and they're LDS.
It's been hard for them socially.
Mm.
It has, and it's unfortunate. But unfortunately, the instruction from the church to the membership is not to support it, and that's why I think that anybody in the LGBTQI community is probably better separating themselves from the
15
church.
and more
You know,
mature than
not because it's the wrong church, because it's the wrong church for them. I think you've got to put yourself in a community that values everybody and lets you support everybody.
Aw.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jessica. Ask her thank
Jessica.
you.
Thanks for being here.
Mods, thank you so much. You're doing such an
Tell
amazing
your
job.
friends about the account. Cal,
It's so damaging.
I
I've
don't know
left.
how
My
to
gay
say your
brother
name.
has left too.
Seal.
It's so hard. It is so hard. You're right, and it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that they make that so difficult. It just it goes against their business model, and they're going to be in a pickle pretty quick because there's just not a family anymore that's not affected by either the gay or the trans community. And I think that more and more families are going, nah, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't feel right to me, that I have to abandon my people to maintain my faith. I don't think that's starting to feel good to a lot of people.
Such great
Thank you,
comments about
cowboy.
Addie.
I know, Abby.
And Jordan, she seems very mature and accepting for 15. You two make a great parenting duo.
Oh,
Thanks. Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Mm.
Ash, thank you.
This is why we get
Janica,
ordained and
thank you.
start our own
We
church.
start our own church.
Bro, I want to be the backup dancer.
At church?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Me and Jordan
Thank
sing an
you.
opera and
Thank
dance
you,
our heart
Kelcomil.
away.
Kelcomilli.
Oh, it was so hard to come out to my
I'm
mom.
gay and still trying to come out to all my family.
Is
I bet that
Italy?
was difficult. I hope your mom
Where's that
was
plaque
great
from?
to
I
you.
can't see. Is that Italy?
I bet that was extremely difficult and good for you. I'm proud of you for having the courage to not make compromises with yourself.
Backup
If you
dancers
can't trust
and the
yourself, who
DJ
can
said.
trust you? Don't make compromises with yourself for other people. Advice on how do you deal with people you love being ignorant to LGBT issues. That's tough because I'm in that situation myself, and what can you do? You surely
Sorry, we're
can't
having fun with
demand
their comment.
from other people that they believe something because you sure not willing to let them push
He's
their
a DJ
beliefs on
and
you.
ordained.
So that's tough. What you can do is you can live your best life. Unfortunately, they've only seen the worst of you. They've seen you when you're discouraged. They've seen you when you're frustrated, when you're hurt, when you know you could be somebody else. And it probably won't be until they see you at your best, when you're healthy and vibrant and strong and encouraging, that they go, wait a minute, what were we missing? Because this is not what I thought this was about. This is a healthy person who emits so much love and compassion. And, when they see the best of you, maybe they'll come around. But what I wouldn't do is I wouldn't cave in. I wouldn't compromise with yourself to appease them. I wouldn't go down to their level. I would wait until they were capable of coming up to your level. And if they can't for a while, then just come here. Surround yourself with people that value you and leave you with more confidence than you showed up with. Unfortunately, that's not a lot of churches.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Everyone's being so
They're
nice.
so sweet. Thank you so much, guys.
You're
It's so
very human.
because you know as a parent, when your children are here and people are respectful and saying beautiful things to your family, how much that means. So thank you.
Would you accept a reality show offer?
Hey, well, let's talk about that. Yeah. So message me and let's talk about that because sooner or later, and it's not that I need the money. It's the people that I owe that
How
need the
much?
money. Okay, and they're gonna want something pretty quick. So if I don't release my training program pretty quick, yes, that reality thing sounds amazing.
Oh, that's so funny. I love your family. Asher Dasher
Thank you.
1014.
Asher Dasher, thank
Lucky
you so
Mama times
much.
2. Oh, hi, Lucky Mama times 2. How are you?
Elena
See you.
Hernandez, thank you.
So fun.
It is so fun.
Oh, thanks for
Ashko,
the
thank
flowers.
you for the roses. That's so nice.
How many kids do you have?
We have 3 kids. You'll see the family behind us in just a minute. So one of the pictures, I just added the picture today actually, and it's
Thank you,
it's our
Piper.
3 kids, also
1984.
our grandchild, and also our grandchild's father is also in there, and we love all of them, and you'll see that picture in just a minute.
Cute. You're beautiful. Gosh, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Literally
Thank you, Piper.
stunning. Oh, I love your
Thank you,
family and
thank you.
story. Proves that true love overcomes all.
Thank you, Nicole Jones. Question: when you came out, did you change your wedding ring? No, no, but I have different wedding rings when I'm dressed as Allyssa. So I have one wedding ring that I have had for almost 26 years. But when I am dressed, I do have other rings that I wear. Some in
Thank you,
silver, some in
Cosmo
gold,
Bimo.
or rose gold. So I do like to change my jewelry.
Are your 3 kids accepting as well?
My 3 kids are amazing. They've just been so incredible and haven't missed a beat. And that doesn't mean that it's easy. It doesn't mean they understand it. It doesn't even mean that they wish it wasn't different. It means that they love me and they trust me with their well-being and their health and their welfare, and I won't let them down.
What lip products you have on? What
Okay,
lip
yes, the
products do
lip
you
product I have on. So this is something I got from one of you in our neighborhood, and this is Bella
Yay.
May, and this is a lip liner right here from Bella May, and then I also have this lip stain from Bella May, which was
It's
a
really
beautiful.
soft. I
It's
tried it. It's
isn't it
like
so soft?
butter.
It is. It's
I don't want to waste
so nice. So Bella May. So this is
So
the
I'm
lip
not
liner,
Stealing it.
and then this is the stain that goes on. It's thank you for noticing that.
Where are your glasses from? Mine are Kenzie, Kensie, just from
Mine
Yes.
they're years old. So where are your glasses from?
Well, these ones, you have to know somebody to get these, but I got them at Costco.
Mine's just
I'm a
10
trans
out of 10
girl,
vision.
falling in love with my supportive best friend. Yay! I'm scared of
Oh.
confessing to him. Well, be brave. That relationship doesn't have a chance hiding from them. It doesn't have a chance being dishonest with them. So if I were you, I would try to just phrase that in a way that was honest and real, and maybe it could be something
Oh.
like, I don't know what it means, but I really, really appreciate your support, so much so that if this ever went further, I probably would be comfortable with that. But what I wouldn't do is lead them on or lie to them. And oh, there's my family in the background right there. So those are my kids and my grandson and my grandson's father. I would be honest. They see the transition. They see how difficult it is. They know already how amazing you are as a person, an
Ash,
individual.
don't go anywhere.
Otherwise,
Ash and
they
Hughes.
wouldn't be supporting you.
Asham Hughes would love to send you some samples of the makeup
Yay!
she uses, and we do have a PO box. It's in our
Linktree.
link tree. Thank you.
Yes, if you go to our Linktree, there's a PR box in there, and
Tim,
thank
you
you.
have a
I would
PO
love to show people how amazing that is.
You should send me
Yes.
some stuff too. Joking.
Thank you for putting
Unless-
a smile on my face. You made my entire
Andrea looking good, they
Oh.
say. Isn't that so true?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that one. Go back. Thank you.
I love the vibe you give off. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you for being here. Iola.
My ex is trans. He has dealt with so much internally, even though he
Thank
has a
you,
great
Ash.
family who accepts him. That's a hard thing.
That's a tough thing. It's so hard. It's so hard. Thank you for being here. You see behind us, people ask quite often, have you met Caitlyn Jenner? And you'll see in the pictures behind us. Yes, Andrew and I went to Caitlyn Jenner's
thank
book
you,
signing in Los Angeles at the Ace
I'm from
Hotel, and we got to
Minnesota.
meet her, and you'll see pictures back there. And they asked what my thoughts about Caitlyn are, and the truth is, she was very pleasant. She was very
Hi, Riley.
she was very encouraging, and I mean it was a book signing, so it was 30 seconds. It was not conversations. We haven't been in contact since, but it's interesting. I think that she's been good for the movement altogether. However, you know, it's interesting because personally, it wasn't until that experience that real dialogue started to happen worldwide, and for the first time, that's when I heard the hate and the negativity and the skepticism and just the disgusting ignorance. Up until that point, it had never occurred to me that it was wrong. It had never occurred to me that it was bad. Like I've just been excited to go, guys, guess what I can do? Guess what I know? Guess what I understand? I felt like a superhero, you know, waiting to share with people, look what I can be, look what I know. And all of a sudden, after the Caitlyn came out and it opened up this dialogue, I started realizing, oh my gosh, no, the world's not okay with this. They don't understand. They won't even consider it. And I'm glad that Caitlyn came out, but it also was about the first time I realized the ignorance and the hate that was going to come from that. And I have never been, you know, depressed or upset or felt bad about it. Not until the whole world, you know, came down on me like your chubby cousin on a baked ham. And so, you know, I do appreciate Caitlyn, but
Did you keep
Haley's
it?
back.
It's so funny.
You all have really relaxing, loving
Have you
personalities.
ever
and
watched
stuff.
Iron
Thank
Jazz?
you. Thank you.
Yes,
We sure did. Why talk like a man still? You know what? I can take my voice a little bit higher, but what I can't do is I can't take it higher very long. And when I go too high, it kind of sounds like Minnie Mouse. And when you sound like a cartoon, it's really hard for people to take you serious. I just feel like this is probably more organic or authentic until I can really put some time in and just naturally bring it up. And as I bring it up higher and higher, then I'll probably be able to sustain that longer and longer. But right now, it would be tough for me to talk really high for very long without sounding weird and phony and not being able to maintain the cadence and pitch. Good question.
So there's
Where are you from? Utah.
BK Queen 926. I followed you, so please message us in Discord. I will get those personally if you put me in it, and I can answer some of your questions if you have some.
Did we follow her?
Yeah, I did. So.
Thank you.
Oh, let me push send. There we go. Dad jokes are still there. Yes. Thank you.
It's going so fast, I can't stop.
I know.
Why does Eddie call Alyssa dad, but you call her your wife? You don't do you call me your wife very often?
I have before. Just
Yeah. I mean
Sorry.
it's new.
Just-
Again, guys, this is the process. This is how early we are into this.
Alyssa, like I don't know. That's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's only been 3 months, and you
I
know,
haven't even thought
there's
that
so much
far.
school and this and that. I'm not dressed all the time, so we're just trying to figure out the
Hi, Haley,
dynamics, you know,
Natalie.
as well.
I went to a viewing today and a funeral tomorrow.
Yes, you do
so
need
you
an Alyssa
really
mug.
made my day.
Oh, thank
Sorry.
you. What a sweet thing to say.
Spiky Funky, I'm sorry you had a hard day.
Yeah,
We love you.
my mom is trans. I call her Muda. Oh, mother, Muda.
Oh,
Muda. Hey, Muda. That's cute. Yes, Amy, you can just go right to the link tree, and we have
I'm
a
from Minnesota.
we have like a store that you can go and get one of these fancy
Taylor
mugs
May,
at.
2016. Congratulations.
Would you have a second wedding, but with Alyssa? You know, we may do that for an experience, but you know, our first marriage is still extremely valid,
I
and
want to.
I don't want to take away anything from that experience for Andrea. You know,
But
she was the bride. She looked amazing. You can see our wedding pictures and our videos. I think that video is probably up to what, a million six or something, 1,000,005. I don't know. But if you look at that, you'll see our wedding pictures and how gorgeous she is. And I don't want to take that away from her. I don't ever want her to feel like she has to compete with me, because she won't.
We're
I
gonna
forgot. Okay, hun. Thanks for coming. Thanks.
Bye,
Jordan.
guys.
Love you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Jordan. Thank you. All
Mhm.
right.
It was actually fun.
We'll come back anytime.
Somebody bought their first wig and it was not a good experience. They need help. Hopefully it wasn't because they're mean. Hopefully it's just because it's hard to find good wigs that fit.
It is hard to find good wigs. It really is. And then you look at a wig and you're like, oh my gosh, that seems amazing. I want to wear that. And you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? Yeah, I've got a few of those wigs that looked a lot better in my mind.
Thank you, everyone. Somebody
Thank
said
you,
I
Ash
don't
Bob.
want to start HRT. I'm scared about it.
You're scared about HRT? You can stop HRT anytime you want. You know, I was on HRT for years before I dressed even regularly. But what you do need to do is you need to get on some hormones as quickly as you can and see what that does for your mental state, to see if it levels you and balances you. I did it for my mental. I didn't do it for the physical. I got some physical
Menopause, Patty, you're
benefits
cute.
from it, but you need to be on hormones just so that you're balanced, and it changed everything for me. I take the hormones for my health. I dress like this for my happiness.
That's a cute
In the
comment. Do
sand
the
is
second
your
wedding on
skin.
your new reality show.
What is it? What is it?
Listen, TL. Somebody said, do the second wedding on your new reality show. Listen, TLC.
How fun
That would
would
be cool.
How
I
fun
do
would that
want to
be?
go. When we were in Vegas, driving past all the little churches, I thought that'd be so fun. Just a little,
Just a
just
quick
let's
little.
get all dolled up and go in, take some pictures, and put a ring on it. I think that'd be fun.
I just don't want you to ever want to think that, to me, that's
No.
more special than the original one when you were the bride and I was, and you're always. I just want you to always have that memory.
I can officiate if you want, and then DJ. Yes.
And then DJ.
At first,
That's
when
funny.
people ask, "Well, are you gonna get remarried to Alyssa?" I was like, "Why? We're already married." Even though Kevin put a ring on my finger, and as time has gone on, it just sounds fun. Just a fun experience
It'd be
for
fun.
Alyssa to experience. I got to experience it, and so yeah, I understand. At first, I was kind of like, "That's weird. Why would I do that?" But now I get it and I understand.
Do my pronouns change as my dress changes? The answer is yes. When I'm a boy, I go by he and him. When I'm dressed like a girl, I go by she and her. And it's more comfortable for me. It's more comfortable for the people around me. So yes, the answer is yes. Was that picture at the White House? Do you want it to be? No, it wasn't. That was in Vegas, the Miracle Mile Mall. They have a like a little store in there, and they had that set up, and you could go up there and pose for a picture. And one day on my lunch, I just went down there with my buddy and, made a thing.
That's so cute. When that
Thank you,
picture got
Lisa.
sent to me, I was like, what? You went without me? What the heck? Yeah. She invited me to Vegas to go see it.
You see that picture back behind us? I took that picture because that's the first time I thought, wow, my shadow's amazing.
Isn't that
Like
cute?
like I
It
was so happy
cute.
to have a shadow that looked like that.
Mm.
That was probably maybe 5 years ago. That's my best shadow picture. Have you had any ops done? So no. No, I have had some liposuction though.
Yes. Oh, that's too cool.
I don't know if that's the surgery you're talking about, but
You are beautiful. The love between
thank
these
you.
two can teach people so much. Oh, that was
Thank
so
you,
sweet.
Ash. Yeah.
Bishop. That was cute. Ash Pop, sorry.
Ash Pop,
Cute.
Bobby, thank you.
Someone asked if we could put like our video, some of our TikTok videos on there, like on our screen. I wonder if we could. Probably not, but it'd be kind of.
You know what? I don't know how it would sit and do that either. I mean, I could definitely, I don't know. We'll try. But you should definitely go to the homepage and watch some of them because some of them are so cute.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
We are gonna wrap up in a few minutes, so if you guys have any questions that you want to get in, try to get them in. I might get to them. I might not be able to see them because it goes so fast.
Does you guys' affection change depending on how you dress? Yes. Yes, because the emotion is different, the energy is different, you know, the masculine energy is so different than the feminine energy. So yes,
Totally
it is different. It's much more sensual, it's much softer. It doesn't mean that it can't be, you know, aggressive and whatever, but the truth is, yeah, there's a different energy that goes along with that. And
For
that's what's
sure.
nice about being able to go back and forth, you
Thank
know. I can be as
you,
aggressive
Marie
as
Andre 111.
necessary or as gentle
That's nice
as
of you.
necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. It's been so fun.
That's so nice. We'll have to
Oh,
have a
thank
meetup
you.
in Vegas.
Thank you for that,
and
Rose.
do a-
We still need to figure that
We
out.
need to meet up in Vegas and do the wedding. That would be so fun.
Yeah, if any of you are interested in doing a meet and greet in Vegas, we would be willing to go there and are you guys dating? No, we're married. We've been married for almost 26 years, but we'd be willing to go and thank you for the roses and meet and have some lunch or fart around or do some shopping
Yes.
or whatever.
We will let you know.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Thank you so much.
Everyone's
Thank you.
so nice. Thanks you guys for coming.
Thank you, Piper. That's thoughtful. You're welcome. It's so great to be here. Yeah, let's go to Vegas.
See you on Discord. We'll look for you.
From Farmer,
from
thank
afar.
you. Thank you for your comments on Discord. I hope that you got my response.
Is it hard for you to dress as a male? And how do you feel when you switch the way you dress?
It's not hard for me because I've worked in a
Oh.
full suit for the last 20 years. I'm cufflinks, the whole deal. So almost every single day for the last, 20 years I've lived as Kevin. And is it hard? No, it's not hard. However, in 20 years, do you know how many times I went online and looked at a man's belt or pants or shoes or anything? Never once. Never once have I gone online looking for a man's
No.
clothes, ever. You know how many times I've gone online and bought women's clothes and looked at this and styles and fashion and hair and stuff? A lot. A lot, because when those aren't the clothes that represent you, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. Is it hard for me? No, it's not. But it's not rewarding like this. It doesn't make me feel whole like this.
Oh. How does the grandchild address you? I'm going to close the store because kids are coming in.
Papa.
Papa? So
Papa.
cute. Addie, I'm gonna close your-
Have you ever had a bloke hit on you in front of your wife? In front of my wife? No, they've been pretty respectful. But when I was in Vegas, I worked all week alone and I'd come home on the weekends. And if I'd go out in my group of other trans friends and we would a lot of times we go to a gay bar because we knew we were safe there. And people would hit on me and, it always made me feel bad because I would never accept the advance, but I always felt so terrible telling them no. It broke my heart because I know how that feels, and I'm sensitive to being rejected. And I would go, oh my gosh, that's so thoughtful, and you're amazing. And I would have to build them up before I told them no. And so no, I haven't. She hasn't really had to deal with that. Guys, we're gonna wrap up here. Your kids support you. My kids support me very, very much so. That doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean they understand it. It may not even mean they agree with it, but it means that they believe in me and they love me and they know that they have confidence that I will always act in their best interest and they're right. Thank you. Thank you, Cosmo, for being here. Moderators, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure and a treat to share our family with you and our experiences with you and our family's friends with you. And thank you for being respectful and being kind. And I hope that you're just this much closer to feeling comfortable reaching out to other transgender people and building them
Brazil.
up.
It was Brazil.
It was? Yay. Thank you.
That's so cool.
Oh, you're welcome for my honesty. BK Queen You're welcome.
beautiful.
Thank you for being here.
This
You're amazing. Brazil.
Louisa.
That is great.
Louisa. She's
Thank
beautiful.
thank you for being your education. You're welcome. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
Sending
And I
big
really
hugs from
appreciate you.
England.
Guys,
Oh
so
my
next
gosh,
week
everyone.
go to the link tree. You can see the other platforms we're on. Share our
Texas.
stuff if you feel like it's impactful or maybe
Ash
useful for
Popeye.
somebody else. We'll be back on what is today? Today's only Monday? Yeah, Monday. We'll be back on
Monday?
Wednesday. We'll be back on
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday at
Yesterday.
6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Much
And,
love from New York. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
thank
everyone.
you. Thank you for being here, guys. Appreciate you so much.
Yay. So fun.
Hope you had a great weekend.
Yes, thanks everyone.
Much love from Texas and New York. Well, love
Yes,
from
and
Utah to
England.
both of you.
Yes. Have
All right,
a good night, everyone.
I'll see if I can stop